Hey Dreamer, please.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be checking out the strategy for the Thunder Dragon in Guild Raid. So I'm sure many of you are using this current team right now. It is one of the strongest teams for the Thunder Dragon, and I think with NoHo everyone feels that the Thunder Dragon is actually a very good place to score highly for the Guild Raid. Okay, so one of the teams that is used commonly is this particular team with the Lizardra pet as well, and that is possible. So with Alina here, I'm on skill cooldown and defense. You can give her full skill cooldown, that's fine. Chris is on attack speed, Cosette is on crit, and NoHo is actually on full attack set. The thing about Cosette is that with Chris and a Lizardra pet and Destiny set, you can actually swap in with attack speed or attack gear as well. That's completely fine, okay? So upon entering the raid, usually I will control Lina and run sideways so that the dragon will cast his AoE skill away from your other range heroes, okay? So what I usually do is turn off the ultimates and get the first suppression, and then I will release all the ultimates at one go. This will kind of allow your score to shoot up quite a bit. With the Lizardra pet here, if you're using Lizardra pet, you can actually activate the attack speed buff immediately from the start, and that will help you get increased damage as well, okay? So what you need to do in a Thunder Dragon is really just to run, avoid his skills. He tends to cast Ruler Steps, and then make sure you don't go right near him, because what comes after Ruler Steps is a very large AoE that can damage your heroes quite significantly. So after that, always control Lina again. He will tend to cast two AoE, small AoE attacks, and then there's also one that targets the furthest hero. Then he'll go back to casting two AoE attacks again, and then all you need to do is dodge them. If you see him roaring, then that means he's gonna cast his ultimate skill, and you can be prepared to use the suppression skill from NoHo, and in that case you have the time to actually heal up if you need, okay, if you're manually using the heals. After that, he will follow Lina again, casting two AoE skills, okay, no, not two in this case. He will also cast this very large AoE which you have to dodge, otherwise you will die in electric pools. Following that, it will just be two AoEs again with Lina. At this point, he flies up and casts this fan-shaped cone attack. What you want to do is rally your heroes, move them in front of him because he's going to cast the butterfly skill, and then he will do a tail sweep. Okay, this is a very standard pattern that he will go to. Every time he flies, he will do the butterfly, and then he will do a back tail sweep. And as you saw, he did do a straight line attack just now. This will always be followed by a back tail sweep. Okay, standard. Here he roars again, so get ready to suppress him. Remember again to try to cast Lina's first skill. If you watch my Fear Dragon video, you will know how important it is. It is actually to increase the movement speed and attack speed of your entire team. And then for her passive, Lina also increases the attack of your hero. So Lina is a very important key hero here. But unfortunately, because of all the dodging that you may be doing in this particular raid, she won't be taking that much damage. So sometimes you may want her to be hit by the AoE. Okay, of course not too significantly. And then you will be able to use that skill. So as you saw just now, he did a flying attack, and then I drag all my heroes to the front of the dragon, and then he will do a tail sweep after his butterfly attack. Roar, get ready to suppress. I feel that Thunder Dragon is one of the most predictable enemies among the three dragons, okay? Unfortunately, I think using the Eileen pet here is bugged because I can never ever press her skill cooldown activation. So that's a little unfortunate. I cannot use the pet active. I don't know why, but it just seems to be that way.
We'll soar to our own destiny.
The problem with this raid is that sometimes you may find yourself trapped in a corner, and if that happens, then that's quite unfortunate, okay? So yeah, straight line attack, make sure you drag your heroes so that they're not at the back of the dragon.
Restore the balance. We'll soar.
I would suggest doing this dragon a few times in practice, then I'm sure you will get the hang of his attacks because it's all very fixed in terms of the way he attacks. Okay, and you can easily predict what is coming next. One thing that I forgot to mention is this part whereby after he casts the very big AoE and poison pools, you can actually drag your heroes far out and then let them run back just in time for the dragon to step out of the pool. So in that way you won't be damaged by the pool, and you can actually have some time as well to move Lina away to a safe spot so that the dragon will not hit all your heroes with one big AoE.
We'll forge our own destiny.
It's a bit unfortunate sometimes when you are trying to suppress and then the ultimate gets cast earlier, like right before the suppression, and then that will cause a lower score for you. But you know, these things, unless you really want to manual control towards the end, but that's totally something you can do. So if you watch the Fear Dragon video I uploaded, you will realize that Cosette and Lina are much better preferred in the Fear Dragon, which leaves 2 spots for the Thunder Dragon, and over here I filled that up with Evan and Karin. Evan is moved over from the Fear Dragon and Karin is just here for more revive. In that case, since you have Karin here for revive, your accessory slots can be freed up to give your other heroes more damage oriented accessories. Okay, Karin's on skill cooldown and defense, and Evan's on attack speed. I just simply replaced them. For the pet here, I chosen to go with Yonhee instead because there's no need for crit rate pets with Evan around, especially since we have Chris as well. So in this case, I didn't try to manually turn off the ultimates because upon testing, I've realized that actually sometimes the damage is actually lower. I'm not too sure why, but yeah, it just happened that way. So I decided to let the ultimates just take place on their own instead of holding it back. Okay, so in this case, because you're running a melee hero like Evan, you really need him to not dash into the poison pools, because Evan will go very close to the dragon, unlike your other range heroes who can attack from afar. So you have to pull your heroes all the way to the furthest possible distance and then let the dragon come out of the pools, and then you can actually attack him. Here he flies, so every time he flies, make sure you don't get hit and then drag your heroes to the front and then yeah, attack him from there. Flank Lina to the left or right so that when he starts doing this AoE attacks again, he will not be hitting your other heroes and they can attack him from a different angle. Okay, that's the most important thing here. So when he does this attack that targets your heroes at the back, you can actually just drag them out a little. Okay, don't have to drag them out all the way to Lina because he's going to turn back immediately to find Lina and hit her. So just drag them out a bit and make sure they are in safe zone, and then you can continue moving Lina to a better spot. Sometimes it's really just about minor adjustments in terms of where you move your heroes. Okay, so you don't really have to move them over great distances. Sometimes just very tiny distances, very small distances can make all the difference, and I think that is something that is good to work towards, because you don't want your heroes to be running too far from everything, because you need to remember that ultimately the time taken to move across the field is also time wasted in terms of damage output. So your goal is actually to move your heroes minimally and also keep them safe. Yeah, so in this case, as you saw, I moved my heroes really far out, such that when the dragon comes back out of the pools, they will be hitting him from afar, and I have time to actually move Lina to a very good place. And here I deliberately went into the electric pool to damage Lina so that I can cast her first skill.
Bring hell with me.
We'll forge our own destiny. We'll forge our own destiny.
Bring hell with me. Be gone.
We'll forge our own destiny. We'll forge our own destiny.
Be gone. I bring hell with me.
So in case you're wondering which heroes can I use if Cosette is moved out and I don't have Evan, you can actually use other range heroes such as Claire, Luki, or if you have any offensive melee damage dealer. I think it's also possible, but Evan is a better choice in terms of a melee damage dealer here because he doesn't blink and you really don't want that to be part of something you still need to consider amidst all this movement, because you really don't want to be micromanaging all your heroes' positions, okay? Yeah, so that's why Evan is used here, because he doesn't jump to different places of the dragon.
Bring hell with me.
We'll forge our own.
But basically, yeah, you can actually use any range hero for now because Ruri will be the best suited DPS for this particular raid when she comes out. And when Ruri comes out, then I think most of the guild raid teams will be pretty much set for the very, very long run. Okay, so these are the hero potentials for my heroes. Chris is on 20-12-12, Noho is on 20-12-12, Cosette is 20-15-15, and Lina is on 15-10-10. And then swapping over to the Evan team, my Evan is 20-15-15, my current is 15-15-15. So for both teams, I've actually just stuck with the range mastery, okay, that is to boost damage from range heroes and also single target damage. For the guild raid part, I've actually went with increased attack and also reduced damage taken in guild raid. Also take note, something I forgot to mention much earlier is the formation choice. It is actually using the range formation and not the bombardment formation. The reason why you use the range formation is to reduce skill cooldown of your range heroes at the back. Okay, and that is totally important for Noho to be firing off very quickly and building up her gauge very fast. This is the Divinity, okay, 15-15-15-15 for these 4 raid orbs. I don't think crit rate is that big of a deal because ultimately you have a lot of pets and formations and heroes to compensate for that. So that's why I left it at the last priority. The rest, okay, try to build up your skill cooldown to 15 as much as you can. Okay, the rest, the blue orbs can be left last. So that's all I have for this video. If it did help, do give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Big shout out to my channel members Tom, Jeremy, Nate, Gonzalo, Fahad Shilling, Yamaki, Kevin and Harlan for their support. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you so much and see you!